1975 was a year when soul music stood at a crossroads. Love songs grew deeper, funk got bolder, and messages hit harder than ever before. From slow jams that owned late nights to anthems that shook dance floors and records that spoke directly to the times, this was soul music at its most fearless. Some of these songs topped charts, others quietly shaped the culture, but every one of them left a mark. These are 12 unforgettable soul gems from 1975, records that still move us, still speak to us, and still sound timeless today. Let's drop the needle. Number 12, Rockin' Chair by Gwen McCrae. Miami Heat in slow motion. In 1975, TK Records was redefining soul out of Miami. And Gwen McCrae delivered one of the label's most intimate moments with Rockin' Chair. This wasn't a loud hit. It smoldered.
In my rocking chair, baby.
Built on a slow, teasing groove and whispered anticipation, the song felt like eavesdropping on a secret rendezvous. Every line dripped with tension, restraint, and desire. The public leaned in. Rockin' Chair hit number 1 on the Billboard R&B chart and crossed over into the Pop Top 10. Cementing McCrae as one of the era's most expressive voices. Fun detail that made the record even hotter. Her husband George McCrae, fresh off Rock Your Baby, released a male response record titled I Get Lifted, turning the song into a call and response across radio waves.
Let me be your rocking chair. So rock me.
The production was lush, but uncluttered. The vocals were sultry without being explicit. And the atmosphere, pure candlelight. Even today, when those opening notes glide in, you can almost feel a humid Florida evening. Windows cracked, lights low. Gwen McCrae promising passion without rushing a single second. Number 11, Fight the Power, Part 1, by the Isley Brothers.
Yes! Woo, that was too cold, man.
When funk turned defiant by 1975, the Isley Brothers were untouchable. But Fight the Power, Part 1.
A lot of y'all got children because of the Isley Brothers.
Proved they weren't satisfied with just making hits. Released on their own T-Neck Records, the song exploded to number 1 on the R&B chart.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Pairing an irresistible funk groove with lyrics that demanded respect. This wasn't metaphor-heavy protest. It was direct. Ronald Isley's vocal carried urgency and authority, while Ernie Isley's guitar cut sharp and fearless, funk as confrontation, rhythm as resistance. The record landed everywhere at once. Dance floors, block parties, political rallies. Picture a basement party in 1975. The needle drops. Bodies move, and fists rise with the beat. That was the Isley formula at full power. Message without losing momentum. Conviction. Without sacrificing groove. Fight the Power didn't just reflect mid-70s America. It matched its temperature. And decades later, the song still sounds urgent, still sounds bold, still sounds like soul music refusing to back down. Number 10, Shining Star, by Earth, Wind and Fire. The anthem that broke through the clouds. In 1975, everything aligned for Earth, Wind and Fire, and Shining Star was the moment the world caught up. Recorded at Caribou Ranch in Colorado, the song blended funk grit, soaring harmonies,
your strength to carry on, yeah, dog.
And cosmic optimism into something instantly timeless. It didn't climb the charts. It shot straight to the top.
To listen to these words, yeah.
Shining Star reached #1 on both the R&B chart and the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the group's first pop chart topper.
You a shining star, and who you are.
And a defining statement of their identity. Maurice White's vision was clear. Music that lifted people without preaching, inspired confidence,
Shining star, what's your life?
without ego. You're a shining star, no matter who you are. That message hit home. The groove sparkled with tight horns, elastic bass, and a guitar riff that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. It earned the group a Grammy Award and turned Earth, Wind, and Fire
Life ain't always what it seems, oh yeah, oh yeah.
into global superstars. In 1975, this wasn't just a hit record. It was reassurance set to rhythm, a reminder that joy, pride, and self-belief belonged on the dance floor too. Decades later, the effect hasn't faded. The moment that riff starts, the room still lights up. Number 9, Get Down Tonight, by KC and the Sunshine Band. The night disco took control. By 1975, disco was no longer knocking on the door. It was kicking it open. And KC and the Sunshine Band were leading the charge with Get Down Tonight. From the very first seconds, the song announced itself. That high-pitched, sped-up guitar riff was unlike anything on radio at the time. Playful, urgent, impossible to ignore. Then the groove locked in. Released in 1975, the track surged to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, turning KC and the Sunshine Band into household names and pushing disco squarely into the mainstream. Harry Wayne Casey's delivery was light and inviting, less about performance and more about participation. This wasn't a song you listened to. It was a song you joined. Picture it, a roller rink in 1975, mirror balls spinning, bell bottoms flashing, the floor packed as soon as that riff hit the speakers. Get Down Tonight wasn't deep. It wasn't political. It didn't need to be. It was about release, about the simple joy of movement, about the night stretching out in front of you. With no responsibilities attached. In many ways, this record marked the moment dance-driven soul fully transformed into disco, and there was no going back. Number 8, Shoeshine Boy, by Eddie Kendricks.
Can I?
A solo dream realized. By 1975, Eddie Kendricks had fully stepped out from the shadow of the Temptations, and Shoeshine Boy
Be in love.
became one of his most heartfelt solo statements. Released at the height of his post-Temptations run, the song climbed to #1 on the R&B chart.
I could.
Proving Kendricks didn't just survive the transition, he thrived. On the surface, it's the story of a young shoeshine boy dreaming of something bigger.
Beyond one desire.
But beneath that narrative lies a familiar soul metaphor: ambition, patience, and belief in a better future.
Oh, I would if I could.
Kendrick's unmistakable falsetto gave the record its emotional lift, gentle but confident, hopeful without sounding naive. The production stayed light and graceful, allowing the story to breathe while the groove carried it forward. Close your eyes and the picture forms easily.
On fire.
City sidewalks after rain, a young man working hard, music playing somewhere in the distance, dreams still intact. With Shoeshine Boy, Eddie Kendricks showed that his voice wasn't just built for harmony, it was built for storytelling. And in 1975, that story resonated deeply. Number 7, Walking in Rhythm by the Blackbyrds.
Walking in rhythm.
The groove that glided instead of shouted. In 1975, the Blackbyrds proved that soul didn't have to raise its voice to leave a mark.
Trying to get home.
Formed from Donald Byrd's jazz funk collective, the group delivered Walking in Rhythm as a song that simply floated. The story was modest.
I've traveled so very far. I've got to get.
A man hurrying home to see the woman he loves. No drama, no confrontation, just motion and feeling. But the execution made it unforgettable. Smooth harmonies, jazzy guitar lines, and that relaxed, strolling rhythm turned the track into a sleeper hit. It climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the group's signature song and one of the most recognizable soul records of the year. In 1975, hearing it felt like this: windows down on a Sunday afternoon, sunlight spilling across the dashboard.
Thinking about my baby.
The world moving a little slower. Walking in Rhythm wasn't designed to dominate the room. It was designed to stay with you. And that's exactly why it still does. Number 6, Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players.
Like it's her favorite group, you see. It makes her howl, makes her dance and do.
The funk record that sparked myths and melted dance floors. By 1975, Ohio Players were already known for pushing boundaries. Bold album covers, fearless grooves, and funk that didn't ask for permission. Then came Love Roller Coaster. From the moment the needle dropped, the record felt dangerous. The bass line surged, the guitars screamed. The rhythm section hit like a runaway train. It wasn't subtle. It was kinetic. The song shot straight to number 1 on both the R&B and Billboard Hot 100 charts, becoming one of the defining funk records of the decade. Leroy Sugarfoot, Bonner's raw, electrifying vocal performance, turned the track into a full-body experience, not just a dance record. And then there were the rumors. Listeners swore they heard a scream buried in the mix. Urban legends spread, theories multiplied, and suddenly, the song carried an edge of mystery that made it even hotter. But beyond the myths, Love Roller Coaster worked because it mirrored real emotion. The thrill, the chaos, the highs and lows of love, all packed into one relentless groove. In 1975,
My, it's so nice to have the Ohio Players back, you know. I promised Wolfwoman I'd have.
this was the sound of packed clubs, sweaty dance floors, and funk at its wildest peak. It didn't just make people dance, it made them feel alive.
Crazy things with her tail. Everybody, let's welcome the old.
Number 5, Lady Marmalade by Labelle. The song that turned shock into power. In 1975, Labelle didn't just release a hit, they detonated a cultural moment. Written by Bob Crewe and Kenny Nolan, and produced by Alan Toussaint in New Orleans, Lady Marmalade arrived wrapped in funk, glamour, and unapologetic confidence. From the first, Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Radio stations froze. Some listeners were scandalized. Others were electrified. But nobody ignored it. The song surged to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of the boldest crossover successes of the decade. Patti LaBelle, Nona Hendricks, and Sarah Dash didn't soften the message. They owned it. This wasn't titillation for shock's sake. It was female control, theatricality, and freedom, delivered with powerhouse vocals and strutting funk. In 1975, Lady Marmalade functioned as a disco anthem, a women's liberation statement. A dance floor command all at once. It challenged who was allowed to be loud, sexual, and dominant in soul music, and rewrote the rules in the process.
She said, "Hello, hey Joe, you wanna give it a go?"
The proof of its staying power? It keeps coming back, from film soundtracks to modern revivals, because the attitude never aged. This wasn't just a hit, it was permission. Number 4, Why Can't We Be Friends? By War Unity wrapped in a groove. In 1975, War mastered something few bands could, delivering serious messages without sacrificing fun. Why Can't We Be Friends sounded playful on the surface, but underneath was a sharp commentary on race, class, and division. Each band member took a turn on the mic, giving the song a communal street corner feel, less like a sermon, more like a conversation. The record climbed to #6 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming an anthem for unity at a time when America desperately needed one. In 1975, this song played at block parties, school events, protests, cookouts. It worked everywhere because the message was simple and human. Decades later, that chorus still lands the same way. Direct, hopeful, and disarming. Number 3, Wake Up Everybody by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes soul music with a mission. Philadelphia soul reached its moral high point with this record. Released in 1975 and powered by Teddy Pendergrass's commanding vocal, Wake Up Everybody wasn't angry. It was urgent. Produced by Gamble and Huff, the song called out teachers, doctors, leaders, everyday people, urging them to step up and care. Wrapped in lush strings and steady grooves, the message felt uplifting rather than confrontational. In a decade still wrestling with social change, this record felt like guidance, a reminder that soul music could heal and motivate at the same time. Even now, it doesn't feel dated. It feels necessary.
I'm sorry to say.
Number 2, Let's Do It Again, by the Staple Singers, where gospel roots met bedroom soul. By 1975, the Staple Singers had already crossed over successfully, but Let's Do It Again took them somewhere more intimate. Produced by Curtis Mayfield for the film of the same name, the song blended pop Staples' signature guitar, Curtis's sleek Minimalist production. Mavis Staples' husky, magnetic vocal. The result was irresistible. The record hit #1 on both the R&B and pop charts, becoming a slow dance staple across the country. It proved that spiritual-rooted artists could deliver sensual music without losing dignity. In 1975, this was the soundtrack to late nights, dim lights, and couples moving just a little closer. Number 1. Love Won't Let Me Wait by Major Harris.
Recently recorded by Mr.
The ultimate soul. Slow jam of 1975. Nothing captured the romantic intensity of 1975 quite like this record. Love Won't Let Me Wait wasn't just a song, it was an experience. Produced with lush Philadelphia soul precision, the track built slowly from tender restraint to full emotional release. Major Harris's falsetto carried longing, vulnerability, and urgency.
Turn down the lights.
A love so strong, it refused delay. The song reached #1 on the R&B chart and top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. Cementing its place as one of the greatest slow jams of the decade. DJs trusted it, couples claimed it, bedrooms remembered it. When Harris delivers that final line, time really does seem to pause.
'Cause